So this is the second part of the study line upon line for Joel and the trumpets in Numbers chapter 10. So I find it interesting that the time of Elijah is similar to what happened with 1989 and that call, but it's also similar to the events in the Millerite time, and there's a parallel with 1989 and the events of 1798 going up through 1844. So remember that Elijah anointed Hazeal, Jehu, and Elisha in the earlier studies we did about Jehu. So then when you look at Hazeal in the Bible, 1 Kings 19, verse 15, was a very cruel king who was anointed to be a scourge to Israel. And he's from a country called Assyria. And in the Bible, Assyria really was ancient Babylon. So even though we had an alarm to the east, which did involve radical Islam, radical Islam is not the same as Assyria. So we had some things going on with Babylon symbolically during this time. With the powers that are part of the threefold union and the prophecies in the book of Revelation that talk about the horror of Babylon. There was some things starting about this time, I believe. So then looking at the prophecies around Jehu, which began in 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 16, I see this as occurring about the time of Numbers 10, verse 6, the trumpet and alarm to the south. And the south is a repeat of what happened in 1989. At least that's what people are studying with history and prophecy. And we have a lot of concern when we hear different people present prophecy or criticize each other that there really is a spirit of Jehu that's happening. So that's what I see. You're going to need to test these things out. And then with the midnight cry, Elisha had a double anointing. And here we have the day of the Lord coming in Joel 2, verses 1 through 11. And actually the powers that be are being identified in Joel 2 are the powers that are connected with the north, a northern army. And it makes that very clear. Let me bring this closer. In Joel 2, verse 20, it identifies the army that starts in Joel 2, verse 1 as being the northern army. And we can also identify that in Jeremiah 4, verse 5. So we need to know when we're studying Joel, who is the army to the north, who are the armies to the south, and what are the armies to the east. We also need to know what is the Elijah message, the Hazeal message, the Jehu message, and the Elisha message. And below here are some things I found that I'm not going to present today about Joel 2, verse 25, with the locusts that were the insects that started with the locust, cankerworm, caterpillar, and palmer worm.